Overcoming resistance. So why is that important? Well, just to give you a little story. So yesterday I was supposed to go for a workout around 5 p.m. and I was exhausted. I was up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I had so many calls. I had done so many calls. I was exhausted. I was sleeping. 5 o'clock comes and it was time to work out, and I really didn't want to work out. I mean, I had all the resistance in the world. And by the way, this comes from someone who's been working out for over 12 years. Yeah, I've been active in sports. I started in basketball, then went on to martial arts, and then I started weight training consistently for 4 years. I rarely miss a session, even when I'm abroad or traveling. I usually tend to work out. So just to show you and just to prove to you that even me, who's been doing this for more than a decade, I get that resistance, right? I was like, let me skip the workout. Let me do it tomorrow. Yeah. That was kind of the thought process that was behind it. And look, I could have taken a day off. I really could, because I was up in the morning. I had done a lot of work. I was very productive. So I thought to myself, you know what, let me just relax and work out tomorrow, right? But that was the resistance, right? That was the resistance. And you get this resistance often. I would say I get this resistance, once every few weeks. That resistance will come up, it will pop up, it will creep up on you. Especially, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something. It doesn't matter how efficiently you've been doing it, how good you are at it. It'll always pop up. It'll always come. And you have to kind of. It's not about sort of trying to beat the resistance, right? Because you're never going to beat it. There's always going to be around. But it's about embracing it, and it's also about staying ahead of it, right? Staying a step further ahead of it. Now, I had my brother, who's also my training partner. He was like, "Yo, let's go to the gym." And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go to the gym. I mean, he just called me. Let's go to the gym. So here's another one: accountability. You want to overcome resistance, you need to have some form of accountability. I say this over and over again, and I'll say it till the day I die. You need accountability, right? Even me, I do this for a living, and I coach people for a living. I get them fit, I get them healthy. Despite that, I get a lot of resistance, and also I sometimes don't want to do that. I don't want to work out, right? It's just something inside me. But I had the accountability, right? I had someone telling me, "Hey, let's go," and I would have worked out regardless, even if I mean, I think I like that. I like to think that I would have worked out. I've done it many times before, so I know I would have still worked out, even if my brother didn't tell me, my training partner didn't tell me, hey, let's go. Because it's not just about having external accountability, but you also need to be accountable to yourself. That's the first thing and the most important thing, right? You don't want to be relying on someone. Even as a coach, I tell all my clients, I tell them, look, you don't want to be relying on me. It's my job to help you, and it's my job to educate you, and it's my job to instill habits in you and to make you realize that you're doing this for your own good. But don't rely on me, right? Because I might not be here forever, right? Might cross the road tomorrow, get hit by a car, done. What, you're going to stop working out? So you need that accountability to yourself, because at the end of the day, there's no one who's going to truly hold you accountable better than yourself, right? I can be there, I can push you, and I can motivate you, and I can inspire you, and I can give you purpose, or I can at least show you your purpose. But I'm never going to be there forever, right? I'm not sitting down right next to you all the time. So you kind of need to be that person who just holds yourself accountable, right? To make sure that whenever you want to slip, at least you have something that you're disciplined about, right? What better way to be disciplined with your health and with your fitness? We're all disciplined in when we want a career for ourselves, right? We all have the discipline when we want to create wealth and we want to be rich, but we don't have the discipline for our health. Why is that, right? It should actually be the other way around, because without health, there is no wealth. You can have all the wealth in the world. If you're not healthy, there's nothing you can do about it. Vice versa, you can be poor, but if you're healthy, at least to a certain level, you're happy, and you can still live your life. Of course, you're poor is not optimum. You much rather be wealthy and healthy, but at the end of the day, without health, there is no wealth. So be disciplined in that. It's very, very important. And I don't just tell you that, but I tell myself as well, right? I also sometimes get caught up with work. Like yesterday, I was going to miss my workout because, well, work got in the way. I worked a lot. I was up. I did a lot of hours. I was very productive. I felt good. And I thought, you know what, let me give myself a little break. But I was only productive, and I was only able to do what I had to do because of my health, and because I'm fit, and because I can go through a lot of things. And I tell my clients all the time. Also, I tell everyone that I consult. I tell them, look, it's at the end of the day, this resistance, you have to view it as a test for your habits. When you get that resistance, you need to embrace it, because this is a test for how well or how disciplined you are. Right? If you don't test your discipline, you're never gonna know how good it is, or how powerful it is. So always view this resistance as a test. And when you overcome that resistance, it's probably going to be, the best feeling you'll ever have after a workout, right? I mean, when you're working out and you get a nice little workout done, you feel good. But what feels even better is the fact that an hour ago you didn't want to work out, and you just did a workout. And similarly, yesterday I had an amazing workout, and I thought I was just going to go to the gym. I'll do half an hour and I'm done. I ended up doing an hour and a half. I don't recommend working out for an hour and a half. 45 minutes is more than enough. But I felt like I really overcame that resistance, and I got into flow, and I got into momentum, and I just went with it, and I just kept on going with it. And after an hour and a half, I felt like, you know what, I feel amazing. And it felt great. That resistance that you overcome after not wanting to work out, it's truly satisfying. So always view this resistance as an anchor for how well your workout is going to go. And it almost always, whenever I have that resistance, I end up having a great workout. Now, how was I able to overcome this resistance? Well, this is years and years and years of discipline, habit, failing and coming back, and yo-yoing and overcoming that. So, of course, you're not just going to be able to overcome this resistance, watching this video. Eventually, you're going to overcome this resistance with, years of experience of knowing yourself, of examining yourself, of taking action, of failing, of winning, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, sometimes you will fail. Sometimes resistance will get the upper hand. But that's fine. As long as you're aware of that, and as long as you don't repeat that mistake, or at least try to not repeat this mistake. You have to view your journey just like any journey, your fitness journey, just like any journey, right? If you're starting up a business, if you're starting up a career, certain days you're going to be winning, certain days you're going to be losing, certain days you're going to feel great, certain days you're going to feel like shit. That's the part of life. And it's similarly with your fitness. And you shouldn't view the, also, here's another mistake, is you shouldn't view fitness and working out as just as a way to release. It's not just a way to release, because if you just view it like that, eventually you get to a point where you're just going to become sort of desensitized to that release. Working out becomes more than that, more than just a release. It becomes, a way of life, truly. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes something you do, and it becomes the norm. And that feeling of that, tension getting released, that becomes something of a norm. So you become desensitized to it. So a lot of times what I see is people sometimes quit, right? They get in it, and then once they forget about it, they get desensitized to that feeling, they quit, they stop, and maybe stop for a few months and then come back. You don't want to fall into that trap either, right? You have to view this as a way of life. And once you view this as a way of life, and you embed yourself in it, and you learn from your mistakes, and you improve from your mistake, you examine yourself, you take action, you're always monitoring whether you're improving or not improving. That's also another important aspect of resistance. I had to go and work out tomorrow, because if I don't, then I'm not going to progress, and I'm not going to be hitting my goals, which is very important for me. It's very, very important for me to hit my goals. Now, for you, it might not be important, but you do it long enough, and you do it with time, and eventually it's going to become something that you're going to look forward to. So that's also another way you can overcome resistance, by actually understanding yourself and monitoring yourself. And that's pretty much it. Now, I know it's a little bit of a ranty video. I didn't prepare for this. I just, made it on the spot, because I know that a lot of people go through this problem. I myself went through it yesterday, but I overcame it, thankfully. And I hope that this video can give you a little insight into how you can also overcome this resistance and essentially embrace this resistance and view it as something that is a worthy opponent, because it's going to test you. It will test your habits. It will test your discipline. If you don't test your habits and discipline, then you're not going to get better at them. You're just going to stagnate. So view this resistance as a route for growth. And I hope this is helpful. If you have any more questions, if you'd like to have a chat with me, send me a little DM, apply for a free consultation call, and we can have a chat, and I can show you how exactly you can get to your goal from point A to point B. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is insightful. Have a great day. Mo Saeed Fitness Coaching. GG.